Finally, we can discuss NBA basketball that's real. That like is actually like basketball. It's not preseason basketball. It's not some other random thing like this starting tomorrow or today if you're listening to this on the car ride to work. If you still do that, it counts.
We made it, guys.
We made it.
We
This
made it.
felt like this felt like a long off season. I don't know
It
if it's
was
because
so long. It was so long.
I don't know if it's because the previous off seasons were so short with like the
Yeah.
pandemic and like trying to catch up on the calendar year. But it
Well,
was like
also, nothing happened this off season. It was very quiet.
no, the Donovan Mitchell trade is like the biggest thing to happen.
And that just happened.
Yeah, and that's normally like the seventh biggest thing to happen.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, I'm Tim Daniel here with Sean Mackey, and we're here for basketball, real basketball, and I'm very excited for this. We're going to kind of discuss our favorite storylines going into the season, get some of our discussions in this as well. Before we get started, though, I want to ask. I know you're not much of a TikTok person. I'm not either. I just use it for like recipes and video game sheets. But literally, I have two collections on my profile. It's low calorie recipes and video game walkthroughs. Those are the two collections.
Oh, Tim.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Tim. Yeah.
So, there's this like group on there. Have you ever heard of We Know Ball? They're a podcast.
I've never heard of We Know Ball. No.
Okay. So it's like these guys, and they've literally been doing these episodes for like weeks now where they're like predicting what Bill Simmons is going to say. And so they'll put their episode up the day before Simmons pod comes up.
Okay.
And dude, they're hitting every single thing they're saying. They'll be like, Bill has Zach Lowe on, and I'm sure one of them's going to be like, are we sure Zion's good? And last week, he goes, is Zion really worth the wait? And he's like, they're going to have a conversation like, are we sure that LeBron's going to his career with the Lakers? Like, this is what he wants. And it's like, do we actually know if this is LeBron's last year with the Lakers or not? And it's like, they're hitting every single thing because it's so predictable.
Wow.
And they're talking about the Clippers. And they were like, actually the same thing I said, where I'm like, I want to see it before I start buying it and get like excited about them. And he's like, Simmons is going to be like, man, I gotta see it to believe it, to make sure this is accurate. Sure enough, on the episode, he goes, can I see them play basketball before I crown them the champions? They were nailing everything. It was awesome.
Yeah. Speaking of the Clippers, I'm assuming you've heard of their new streaming service that they have launched.
No.
Okay. All right. So finally, I know something that you don't. Makes me feel really good. So this season, Steve Ballmer and the LA Clippers are launching something called Clipper Vision. Okay. So what is Clipper Vision? They have a bunch of different options that you can pick with. Baller Vision will feature live commentary from some of the Clipper Nation's biggest and most well-known personalities, which includes Jamal Crawford, Baron Davis, Paul Pierce, Quentin Richardson, and Matt Barnes, along with occasional guest appearances from Steve Ballmer himself.
That's super cool.
So they're going to have traditional Clippers broadcasts. They're going to have Clipper Vision in Korean. They're going to have Court Vision mascot mode. This stream will feature new and enhanced animations, graphics, and special effects added in real time with machine learning, an expansion of a similar mode from Clippers Court Vision. And then Clippers Court Vision is fan favorite augmented reality streams that are back. It says fan favorite augmented reality streams are back. The Court Vision stream, similar to a shot IQ mode in the Clippers Court Vision Beta, which I guess is something that came out last year, will carry over augmented graphics for real-time shot probability, statistics, and more. Like, they're going super high-tech. This is $17 a month as well.
That's really cool. Like, that's a really, really cool idea.
But who's buying it, man?
People in Los Angeles because they have money.
Okay. All right.
Not me. I will not. But
you're not going to be a first-time streamer with Clippers Vision?
I'm not giving the Clippers any money.
No money. Okay.
None.
All right.
Why? So we could talk in classic lore of Chris Kaman and Corey Maggette? I'm good. I'm all right.
Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. I had to just bring that up. I just saw that and I thought it was wild.
It's a cool idea. I think the Nets were talking about doing something similar to
Sure.
that for a little while, but
I think we're going to see more and more of these teams come out and do things like that for fan engagement and just to, you know, give some people some more options. And they're also just really trying to make money right now. Like they are really going all out to do whatever they can to empty your pocketbook right now, since apparently everybody's rich.
yeah, I saw that NBA announced the NBA ID today. I haven't really looked much into the details, but I'm like, if I have League Pass, why do I need that? So I'll check it out. I'll look into it. Let's actually talk about stuff on the court here.
Yes, let's do it.
All right. So last week, the past couple of weeks, we've done our biggest questions, we've done our award predictions. So now it's kind of like let's kind of talk about some of the most unique storylines of the NBA going on. And I want to start in Golden State because obviously the moves they made with the recent re-signings of Jordan Poole and Andrew Wiggins, and kind of moving forward with that. So this is the last year of Draymond Green as a Golden State Warrior, isn't it?
Absolutely. He might be gone by All-Star break, honestly. I don't know.
I wouldn't go that far.
Okay.
I think he'll finish the year with the team.
You think he's going to finish the league? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a player option, right? For what, 23 million next year, or
yeah, but I mean,
28 million.
Everyone picks up their player option. It just,
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think he's going to make 28 million. He goes someplace else for that. So it's like he's going to be. Yeah. So maybe this is the true last dance, but maybe not the last dance for this team. I think that Draymond's the odd man out here. They made it evidently clear by throwing that much money at Jordan Poole and that much money at Andrew Wiggins. Both were absolutely incredible in the playoffs, and Wiggins in the finals, he was, after all those years of scrutiny and everything, he lived up to every bit of the hype, and he actually ended up fitting in with that team. I would say as well, maybe better than Harrison Barnes did pre-getting Kevin Durant.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. This is kind of really, really a really fun idea to see. Like, this is the Warriors version of The Last Dance. So, like, everyone was talking about when Draymond punched Jordan Poole and everything that came out after that. And yeah, like, obviously really, really, really disgusting to see. But also, like, his head coach can be like, going to Jordan Poole and been like, yeah, dude, been through that myself.
Been there. I know exactly. And I think it was Candace Parker who came out today and said this shit happens all the time on teams. You just don't hear about it. So, sure. Publicizing stuff like this, the media loves when stuff like this trickles out of practices and everything. They make a big deal about it. And I'm hoping that this is, I mean, I think the stuff with Draymond goes deeper than just the Jordan Poole punch. But I mean, this stuff probably does happen all the time. I mean, we heard, Corey Blunt on here, a couple months back talking about, Shaq and Kobe going at it. If like that was known then and this time, that would be huge news.
Sure.
But they just kept it in house and moved forward, and but it is a little harder to move forward when every second of the day is scrutinized now on social media and everywhere else. So I really, really do feel like I feel like this team's gonna move past that. I don't think it's gonna be, but the media might not let it go.
I agree. It's going to be really unique. I'm excited to see how this plays out. To me, I still think they're the title favorites. But yeah, man.
Over Philly, huh?
Yeah, I think that's my finals.
Okay.
But yeah. All right. What about you? What's the big storyline you're keeping your eye on going into the season?
The big storyline that I'm looking at. Well, My big one is, can the Philadelphia 70? Well, no, we're not going to talk about Philly. We're going to go back to the Lakers. I'm going to go there. I feel like TMZ right now. Are the Lakers going to remain a relevant team this season? Is going to be my biggest thing. Does Russell Westbrook accept a role off the bench? Does that happen?
Yes.
You think he accepts it?
I think he's not going to have a choice.
Okay. All
We're very at the Carmelo Anthony level when he had to go through this process.
Okay.
Where it was like, this is all you got.
Yeah.
They're like, look, we tried to send you other teams. Nobody wanted you. No one wanted to pay you what you're going to make this year. We're stuck with you. If you want to play, this is how it's going to be. Now, Dennis Schroeder has the injury, so he's out for a few weeks.
Yes.
Does that mean that this is a delayed plan? Do they go ahead and just start Pat Bev and Kendrick Nunn? That's where it gets really interesting to me. I am in the market of play Pat Bev and Kendrick Nunn together with LeBron, AD, and Damian Jones. I think that's their best 5-man. I think, Kendrick Nunn is a decent shooter. Pat Bev, we don't talk about it much because he doesn't shoot much, but he's a career 38% 3-point shooter. 3-4 shots a game. He'd have to take much more as a starting NBA player, obviously, but his job is there to play defense. And Anthony Davis came out today and said, look, we want to prove a point. We play the champs tomorrow. We want people to know we're still here. And I appreciate the sentiment, but I don't feel like obviously they're going to match up. But I think Russell Westbrook does. I don't think he has a choice. I think he's starting to realize he doesn't have a choice. And until they actually come up with that Pacers trade, or if they come up with that Pacers trade, this is all he's got.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Do they? One guy I feel like we're not talking about enough here because he's young and he just got there is Lonnie Walker. Does he get any run in that position at all?
Yeah, I think they're pretty high on him.
I'm high on him.
I'm not.
You're not? Okay.
I feel like he's just like an average player on both sides of the ball that gets a lot of credit because he's tall. Don't get me wrong. I think his activism, his story is amazing. Discussing why he cut his dreads and having the strength and the courage to do so is amazing.
I think he's one of those guys that has potential. Now, this could just be complete bullshit, but looking at his numbers over the years and being able to play himself onto a team. And last year he played, 70 games. He's gotten a little bit better. Is this a guy who comes out and is, I'm trying to think about who I could compare him to. Maybe a Kyle Lowry type guy. Is he a guy who blooms into something that he's kind of a late bloomer on that, being around someone like LeBron? Does that benefit him? Does that make him better?
It absolutely benefits him. He's going to have much more open opportunities to shoot threes he didn't have in San Antonio. No disrespect to guys like DeMar DeRozan, DeJounte Murray. Obviously, we love DeMar DeRozan here at this part. But I think that, he could be kind of what Kyle Korver was in Cleveland as far as that guy that stands in the corner and has open 3 opportunities.
Okay.
But I think I'm not in love with his game, but I think, could LeBron James make him better? Certainly. LeBron James won an NBA championship with Iman Shumpert playing major minutes off the bench.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I like that one. That's obviously going to be one that we're going to be talking about a lot, I'm sure.
Whether we like it or not.
Yeah, we're not going to have a choice. All right. I will stick in Los Angeles. Should we believe this Clippers team is for real?
Kind of. Does that make sense?
No, it totally does.
Actually. Kind of, because everything completely rides on Kawhi actually coming in and playing his ass off and becoming that guy.
I agree with that. I think Paul George you can count on for at least 55 games or so.
Yeah.
I love their role players,
Oh yeah, they're a stacked team. They're a stacked team.
They have a great coach who's awesome at in-game adjustments, probably the best in the game right now at in-game adjustments. Yeah, I like how they're set up. I just don't know if I trust the big 3 guys they have because they all have serious injury or lack of playing history.
Yeah, I mean, and some of it's kind of with Kawhi, we're kind of just I don't know. I feel like we don't ever really get the full scoop on him.
Never do.
He's just a mysterious dude.
Yeah, I agree. All right. What do you got?
Is this Philly's year? Is this it?
Is there going to be a better opportunity for them to have a year than right now? I don't think so. So I think it has to be their year.
It is their best opportunity since 5 years ago.
I 1,000% agree.
And I'm going to go back that 5, the year that they had all those shooters on the team. They had Ben Simmons playing at a high level. They had, all those guys, or even, the season where they ended up losing to, the Raptors. I mean, they've come so close so many times. You want to talk about a team, if we're talking about a team that's had to grind through other ones, if they are able to make it to the NBA Finals this season, they really, really, really had to go through some shit to get there. This is not, there's been so many good teams in the East, and they've had so many weird things happen. Ben Simmons, having Joel Embiid initially come in and not play for 2 years, the first couple of years. They've had all these different things that they've went through to get where they're at. And, they have James Harden now. And these guys have the potential to be the best pairing in the NBA this year. And even if James Harden is, a third of what he typically is, they're still in pretty good shape.
You just I was going to ask you to follow on that. Is Tyrese Maxey now the second best player on the Sixers?
No, not yet.
I think he is.
I think he's going to get there. I don't think he's there at the beginning of the season. We'll see, though.
Yeah.
So,
all right. Here's a fun one. Totally open-ended.
Love it.
Who is the team that takes the big step this year? Maybe competes in conference finals. Maybe kind of shows like they're here to stay as they build for the future.
Ooh, man, that is a good one.
You know my answer, but I'm going to wait for you to give yours before I give mine.
Big step. I mean, I'm not going to say big step. I'm going to say comeback. I could say Denver. I feel like they could definitely make some serious noise this year. But Miami again. I mean, there's so many of these guys that are just. There's so many teams that are just in the mix every year now, and the last 3 seasons have just been a complete and utter crapshoot. So who are you gonna say?
Cleveland.
Okay.
How many other teams have 4 All-Stars?
It's true.
Golden State.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
I mean, there's teams that have guys who can be 4 All-Stars.
They're the Cleveland Cavaliers this year are gonna be a problem. You're not gonna be able to walk into their home arena and get away with an easy win this year. It's just not gonna happen. They have 2 defensive powerhouses. They have one of the best small men in basketball now. And also, I mean,
a really good bench.
A really, really good bench. And got a hell of a point guard, man. Oh, such a good team.
Yeah. When their jerseys were announced at the beginning of the offseason, I was really kind of disappointed with them. Seeing them more and more, kind of dig the gold lettering on the red jersey. I think it looks really cool.
Is it a red jersey or a maroon jersey?
Wine, I think is the correct.
Wine's kind of maroon.
I'm with you. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why we started calling it wine,
LeBron came to town and they were wine and gold.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, I'm sticking with my Cavaliers pick on that.
Okay.
What do you got?
All right. Do the Sacramento Kings make the playoffs this year?
Yep, they do.
They do?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm in. At least to play in, I should say. Does that count?
They're going to make... Yeah, that's the playoffs now.
Okay. So De'Aaron Fox, I've said it all year, was super good post-trade deadline. Was awesome last year.
Yeah.
They have Domantas Sabonis, who they can run their team through as far as the offensive side of the ball.
Yep.
Keegan Murray is going to be a problem. I don't think people understand when I talk about him how good he is going to be. He was one of the most solid college basketball players in the country last year. There's a reason he went as high as he did. There's a reason he went over Jaden Ivey. I love Keegan Murray. I think bringing in Malik Monk to be an off-the-bench scorer.
Yep.
They have a coach who's been around winning for a very long time, who knows, who now understands what it takes to be a championship contender, so he can bring what he brought from Golden State to their organization. I'm in.
You're all in on that. Okay, well man, you answered that one quick. There was no pause in that or anything. You were just going for it.
Can't wait.
Okay.
They're a League Pass team for the first time probably since League Pass existed.
All right. Throw it at me.
At what point do teams start game planning to lose for Victor Wembanyama?
Christmas.
I agree.
It's before All-Star break. They're going to go all in now because, I mean, if you didn't listen to our last episode, we both kind of agreed that winning the draft this year would be bigger for a team than winning the championship, which is absurd. Absolutely absurd for us to even say. I feel like that goes against everything we believe in as fans. But, shit happens, man. And sometimes, and you know what? And we kind of talked about this privately the other day, and I mentioned this, but like we've had 3 solid years of kind of, not that the league play has been bad. It's been great. The play has not dropped off at all. But the storylines are not there to carry the season like they were 4 or 5 years ago. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Ever since I feel like Anthony Davis was traded, I feel like that was like a huge storyline. Huge. And, James Harden getting traded last year, you would think that was going to be a huge, thing but they flamed out in the playoffs. So Victor coming to the league next year is a huge storyline no matter where he goes. So now I have one for you.
Go for it.
I'm going to do kind of a 2-parter from that one. Which teams completely go all in on tanking around Christmas time? Like, which ones are going to lean in hard?
The obvious 3 would be Oklahoma City, San Antonio, and I think Utah has basically done everything they possibly can to already begin the process.
Yes, I think Danny Ainge has really set the dominoes up over in Utah to get this going.
Yeah, so Derpy Gaming's in the chat. He said, I'm curious how the pieces from Cleveland will turn out in Utah. I can tell you, as guys who watched a lot of Lauri Markkanen, you guys had 1 year where he played probably his best basketball. That was his ceiling. He's never getting back to that. So don't worry about what he does in Utah. Yeah. It's not going to be anything as special as you had in Cleveland.
Do not, if you're a Utah Jazz fan, do not talk yourself into Lauri Markkanen.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
He is a complete and utter fraud. The only reason Chicago picked him in the draft, they didn't even scout him. They just were like, well, he's next best person, I guess. That was literally what happened. And I've been butthurt about that ever since.
Lauri Markkanen is the real life, like Lay's potato chips. You get so excited when you see the bag, right? And then you open the bag and just all this air comes out. And there's no chips in there. It's just all very little chip.
Yeah.
Very little chip.
Yeah. Good way to describe Lauri Markkanen.
I like that one.
Yeah.
All right. What should we expect from the Boston Celtics without their head coach?
I think Boston's going to do quite a bit of the same that they did last year. I think they're going to be very, very, very good. If Malcolm Brogdon stays healthy this season, they're going to be in just great shape this year. I think, it's very similar kind of to the way that we kind of felt in Cincinnati this year about the Bengals returning, to the playoffs and stuff. That I feel like there are extremely high hopes for the Boston Celtics this year. Jason Tatum put up one of the worst performances I think I've ever seen in NBA Finals history. He was he was such a drop off last year that like I think that he is going to come out with a vengeance this year and just really let everybody have it. And it's going to happen, man. I think they're going to get through the coach stuff soon and move forward. And I think they're going to be, if they stay healthy, they're back. They could very well be back in the Eastern Conference Finals next year.
I have a lot of confidence in the Celtics being really good still, and I think you're going to see it tomorrow. My hot take on the Celtics though is I think Jaylen Brown's better than Jason Tatum this year.
Okay, yeah, you know what? There's been waves through the last couple of years where I feel that way a lot, and he was and Marcus Smart is so good too. And they have so many good, and props for them going all in on some homegrown talent.
Yeah, for sure.
Props on all of that, doing some smooth moves to get some good guys in there, and then also being able to, get Brogdon on the team this year. I think it's just they have so many weapons, and if they get Time Lord back, when's he supposed to come back?
I think it's only like a month or so.
He's a big part of what they do too. So I think they're going to be in great shape. I don't see any drop off from this team at all. However, other teams in the East got slightly better. So
I totally agree with you. All right, what do you got?
Does Lonzo Ball play at all this year?
That's so funny you say that because mine was going to be on a scale of 1 to 10. Rate your confidence, Nayo Dunsunmu. Yes.
Okay.
I think he plays. I think he's back around the All-Star break.
You think Lonzo's back at the All-Star break? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have that confidence.
Yeah. 1 to 10, your confidence, Nayo Dunsunmu this year as the starting point guard for the Bulls.
A 6.
Okay, I feel the same way. I think he's gonna be really good. He's
gonna be really good. He's still young. I mean, if you weren't watching Bulls basketball this last year, he was a diamond in the rough with that team. And anytime he came out, I mean, there were so many sequences where he was guarding people full court when there was no reason why he would do it and get a steal. And you look at a guy like that who just plays with such grit and determination and somebody who wants to get better. He's that guy. And, he was my favorite player last year for that team.
Yeah, me too. I think you're starting to see Billy Donovan putting the identity together. If you look at the last 3 years, so he's had 3 drafts now with the Bulls. First one, he took Patrick Williams, who is known as this dynamic defender. Last year, he takes Ayo, who is a really good defender. And this year he took Dalen Terry, who also is a really good defender. I think you're starting to see them build this dynamic of young guys who are solid, long defenders to kind of go with their offensive weapons that they have in DeMar and Levine and Vooch and guys like that. So I like it.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Is it my turn or your turn?
I can go. I'll throw one at you.
Cool.
Who is the first big name to request a trade this year?
Kevin Durant.
Again, you think he's going to do it again? I do too.
I think they're going to fall apart. I have no confidence in the Nets whatsoever because of all those egos and all the things, all the drama they've already had. It wasn't like the drama was get rid of this guy. It was,
and you notice we haven't even brought them up. We haven't even brought them up yet.
Yeah.
This is a team that still has 3 All-Stars that are not old. And we're not even talking about this team. They're just, any shot on them making some noise this season.
Oh, of course there's a shot on them making some noise. If everything comes together the way it's supposed to, they might win the East. But, who has actually confidence enough to say everything's going to go the way it's supposed to with them? Because I don't think anyone does.
No, I don't either. So you and I are completely in agreement on that. We both feel like Kevin Durant will request a trade again at some point.
I feel like the Nets are going to be back in the play-in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They will.
I really do.
I like it.
Yeah, I definitely do. All right. Does this work in Minnesota?
Yes.
I feel the same way.
Yes. I heard some rumblings today that D'Angelo Russell is probably not going to be extended with this
Yeah.
team. He's kind of going to be the odd man out, which is fine. But this team's drafted well. They ended up getting Rudy Gobert. Karl Anthony Towns is probably absolutely ecstatic that he does not have to play center anymore. That's the thing about all these big guys. These big guys that are
They don't want to do it.
100% sinners. 100% without a doubt sinners. They're like, I want to do all that. They're like Chris Bosh down in Miami. I thought we was just going to chill. I mean, that is every big man in the NBA right now.
Yeah, except for Rudy Gobert. You're right.
Except for Rudy Gobert. And you've pounded on you that you're not a big Rudy Gobert fan at all. But
yeah.
I mean, the stuff that guy does, you got to respect it at some point, though.
Absolutely.
I mean, his whole identity is defense, which is so rare for any player. I mean, the only other player that I can think that, like, I think about a guy like that, like, I think Jared Allen is very much, cut from the same cloth as that.
Yeah, you're right. Those two are basically the guys. Yeah. So, and Mitchell Robinson, I think you can make a case for.
Yeah, he is too. He is too. But I mean, these guys, they don't want to get down low. They don't want to be banging with Steven Adams on a Tuesday night, and it's like, this is going to let him do whatever. But this is the thing about Cat. This is his opportunity to take his game to another level that we have not seen yet. Okay, we brought in this guy who's going to do all the dirty shit that you basically refuse to do. And you've been written off as soft. Okay, we're going to let you play the floor now. You're going to be able to spread the floor. You're going to be able to shoot your threes. He's a great shooter. He's a good passer. He does a lot of good things. If bringing in this guy, if he doesn't bring Cat to his next potential, what happens from there within a year?
I think we're talking about Cat playing somewhere else.
Yeah, I do too. I think he requests the trade.
Yeah. I'm shocked he hadn't. So, yeah. D'Angelo Russell, Lakers point guard, 2023-24 season.
Full circle, baby.
Full circle. Yeah. All right. We got.
Does Damian Lillard bring the Portland Trailblazers back into prominence this year?
Nope.
I don't think so either.
Who the hell on that team is going to play defense besides Jeremy Grant?
No one. It's kind of shitty that he's there now. Like, he was going to be such an asset for so many other teams, and like it's like you threw him down in Portland, and
Yeah, it's I'm not very high on Portland at all. As you can tell.
Okay.
This one's really interesting. All right, so what is a realistic expectation for Zion this year? What's like because everyone's like, oh, he's back, and there's a lot of like, oh, it's gonna be the same thing over and over again. There's also a lot of like MVP. Like, where is it to be fair on Zion Williamson?
I think a success story for him is he plays 55 to 60 games, and he gets the Pelicans at least to the play-in. I think that's it.
I think they're good enough to be in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah, sure. But I think he has to actually get them there. I think they really need to, you're right. They really need to make it to the playoffs for that to be, a success in the mind of that. But yeah, I think he's going to have to play 55, 60. He's going to need to stay on the fucking floor. He got in great shape. I mean, that after watching that commercial that he cut with Zach LaVine last year, like, I mean, I was on here talking. I was like, I don't think we're ever going to see him play again.
Yeah.
Like,
and then,
I mean, it just looks like he just fell in love with just hanging out and, watching TV. That's fine.
And then he was like, you know what? I'm actually going to take all this body fat off and put muscle on. And you've been warned.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the commentators on 2K said it the best. He's a rhino with a jetpack.
Yeah,
He
dude.
is a rhino with a jetpack.
He showed up to media day, and I was like, "Oh my god, he got
Yeah,
a chef."
for he got a chef. He's I mean, he's only what 6'6", but he looks massive. He looks massive. So he's gonna be definitely be a league pass team for me just because of what he brings. He's so exciting to watch. I love watching him play.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so a couple more before we get out of here.
Okay.
What do you got?
All right. Do the Miami Heat make it back to the NBA Conference Finals?
I mean, talent-wise, they're awesome, right? And they're the Miami Heat. Like their foundation is
Winning?
the best of the best. Yeah, it's winning.
It's winning.
Anything less than winning is unacceptable with the Miami Heat. There's no down year.
Yeah.
But Boston, Milwaukee, Cleveland,
Philly.
Philly, Atlanta, Toronto.
Yeah.
I'm going to say no, but I think they win 50 games this year.
Okay. All right.
Back to back. I like it, Sean.
All right. I'm going to do one for you here. Odds on Trae Young being the scoring leader for the year.
Huh. I think he might be my pick for the scoring title.
Yeah.
I think with Murray, with Murray going there and he can play more off the ball and cut and not to worry so much about being a defender.
Yeah. We talked about that as one of probably the best move of the summer, getting him over there. And I think he's going to be incredible this year.
I do too. He's going to
I think he's going to be a menace this season.
Yeah, he's going to be unreal. All right. I had a couple I wrote down, so I'm just going through them real quick. All right. What's a success story for the Houston Rockets? 32 wins. Are you happy with 32 wins for this team? Do you think
I'm happy with 32 wins and a Rookie of the Year trophy.
Very possible. I like Jabari a lot. Draft him in my dynasty league.
So did you see that they re-signed Kevin Porter for
big money?
Big money. I mean, they're through a lot at Kevin Porter. I was kind of shocked about that.
Yeah, it sounds like he's going to be their point guard, and Jalen Green's going to be there too for the future. So
I like that. I
do too.
They're an interesting team. Like they're going to be one of those teams. If I'm flipping through League Pass on a night, and they're playing, San Antonio or the Pelicans or something like that, I'm probably going to want to watch it. I think it's good. I think they're going to be a lot of fun. So, but yeah, I think 32 wins, Rookie of the Year trophy. I think they're going to be. I think they're building some good stuff down there. They really are. So yeah. I'm excited for that team.
All right, yeah, I am too.
All right, I got one for you. You ready for it?
2 more so we can get you out of here in time.
Okay. Here we go. So what happens if Luka doesn't make the playoffs this season?
He got injured.
That's it?
That's the only way I see it.
That's the only way it's happening? Okay.
He's too good, man. He's just too good.
He's a drag your team all the way uphill guy. But the West, I feel like there's some teams in the West that got better.
I agree, but I mean, Luka might be the best player at his age ever. Might be.
I agree. I just wish they would give him a little bit more to work with over there, because Bertans, not my guy, not anybody's guy.
with you there.
and Christian Wood. I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited for that, but
Me too.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I have some doubts going down in Dallas this year. I don't know. I don't feel good about him.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, we'll end it here. Last
'Kay.
one. What is it going to take for Nikola Jokic to beat voter fatigue and get his third straight MVP?
38 a game.
38, 12, and like 9.
Yes, and they have to win in a very competitive league. The Denver Nuggets would need to win 64 games.
I like it.
Okay.
All right, dude. Let's end it right here. So, NBA Finals pick is I'm going
Yours?
Golden State, Philly. Golden State wins in 7.
Ooh, okay. I'm also going to go Golden State. And I am going to go with I'm actually going to go with the Milwaukee Bucks again. I don't know why. I feel like Philly is going to be the team, but like there's just something that tells me that Giannis is just like I can't lose again.
I agree. I think that's definitely a very strong possibility.
Yep.
All right. Well, you heard it here. So we're going to go and wrap this up. I'm so excited to be talking about basketball that matters and is real.
It is back. It is back. We're here. Finally.
So can't wait to kind of catch up with everything. Please keep an eye for everything going on. Give us a follow on all our social medias at the 48 Minutes Network. Go buy some gear. 48 Minutes Basketball Network.merchmake.com and get some t-shirts, some sweatshirts. It's that time of the year. And also 5-star reviews. They go a long way for us. So on behalf of Sean, this is Tim Daniel. Have a good night, everybody.